Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. Today, we are going to be talking about Yashahime, Princess Half Demon, Season 2, Episode 12. I apologize if you hear like a clicking noise in the background. It's like raining, snowing, sleeting right now where I am. So it's just like stuff bouncing off of my screen. So if there's some background noise, I apologize in advance. So this is a Towa episode, a full Towa episode. Moro's in it for a couple of seconds. Setsuna is not really super important in it. We start off this episode where we ended last episode, where Setsuna is in a lot of pain. The beetle is sucking out all of her pain and sorrow, and she even says to Zero, I really don't have a lot of pain, suffering, sorrow, and loneliness in my past, but lo and behold, yes, she actually does. We actually get to go see what Setsuna was doing in modern-day Japan, and how she was always kind of thinking about Setsuna. You know, she was always looking for Setsuna, hoping she would find Setsuna. And the reality of the fact is that she was just, slowly losing her happiness over the course of years because it never happened to her, unfortunately. So her and her papa and her mama, or adopted parents, I should say, were constantly looking all the time for her, and they just couldn't find her. And at a certain point, they just kind of gave up. They accepted that Towa was going to be their daughter as well. That she promised that she wouldn't use her abilities in front of other people, because obviously that would scare the crap out of them. If she, she swung a full-powered punch and the kid went flying into the sun, that would be pretty bad. A lot of bad press there. But she did feel loneliness because she always was looking for Setsuna. She didn't feel like she belonged there. Never felt like she fully fit in anywhere at all. And it was just sad. At one point, she blows out a cake in the thumbnail. She's happy for like half a second because both of her adoptive parents are laughing. And then she gets sad because she realizes that, Setsuna is still out there somewhere. I still need to find her. And she hasn't given up hope of finding her. Kids bullied her, saying, oh, you're never going to find her. She doesn't exist. Things along those lines. And her parents, to a certain extent, just kind of went along with it. Because technically, yes, she was alive in another realm. But I feel like they should have, kind of cut the thread, pun intended, with the strings of fate here. Because they should have honestly told her that the chance of you ever getting back there is slim to none, and you have to move on. That would have been nice for her. I mean, yeah, it would have been a different emotional roller coaster when she did go back through the Tree of Ages and finally got to meet Setsuna. But at the same time, I feel like they did her a little bit of wrong there, because they should have just been like, look, it's been like 4 or 5 years. We can't find her. There's no hope of you getting back to the feudal era. There's nothing you can really, we can do about it right now. This is the hand you're dealt. It's time to live with it. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to deal with. And they didn't really do that. I feel like they were constantly giving her a little bit of hope, just constantly setting her up for disappointment until thankfully she finally found her. So she is terrified to lose Setsuna. She's sad because now she has this new family who she initially didn't really think of as a real family, but they grew on her to the point where she feels like they are her real family. And now she's like, great, now I feel sad because I left them behind, so that way I could go back to my area where I should have been in the first place. But, I was with them for like 10 years. So it's kind of sad on both parts, because no matter where she is, she's missing out on somebody, and there's nothing really that she can do about it. And that's kind of where this demon draws in all of her sorrow, sadness, and loneliness. Also, Zero mentioned that Setsuna had completely forgotten about Towa, and that is true. Setsuna, because of the dream butterfly, taking her memories away while she was sleeping to go to Rin, so that way, the silver scale didn't spread and kill her, she basically completely forgot about her. And that made her sad, very, very sad as well. Then she got to a point where she got very angry, very enraged, full demon blood mode, and she just wrecked this dude in like half of a second, sliced him in half, obliterated him. She didn't even have to use the Kyokan route. She used her regular sword, brought that bad boy back. and he is just down for the count. She was about to kill Zero, and then Riku jumped in and stopped her, and he was like, "Look, the string of fate is still connected to her. You can't do that. You know, I know you want to. You're angry right now, but you have to stop and think about the consequences of what's going to happen." And she's not. She's just angry. Zero wants to die anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. But Zero wanted her to suffer. At the end of the episode, Zero actually ends up absorbing all of her tears back. So Zero is at full power. Now Zero is actually a threat. I don't know if Sesshomaru is going to kill her or not. I'm not really sure. But who knows? Meanwhile, Setsuna actually gets a hold of Sesshomaru. Sesshomaru actually drops in on the Demon Slayers. Kills a bunch of these goblin things and says, you know, go see your mother right now, you know, sever that string of fate that's attached to me. Towa's crying, you know, angry, all of that. And Rin actually stops her. She says, I want to, you know I'm dying. I want to hold you and Towa in my hands one last time before I go, because at this point, you know, this thing has spread so far where I'm probably going to die. And that sucks. I really hope Rin doesn't actually die, but I am assuming that that is a real possibility based on the time constraints that we have now, is that Rin, there is a high chance that Rin's going to die. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm thinking like 80% she is probably going to end up dead, unfortunately, just based on the circumstance. Because she wants to, I guess, save Zero too to a certain extent, so she stops Setsuna from cutting the string of fate, and then she has her go try to help Towa. And that's, you know, we don't really get to see Setsuna show up just yet, but that's what's going to happen. She's going to try to stop Towa from doing what she's doing and try to save everybody, even if Rin ends up dying in the process. Because they are tied together, I don't know if Rin dies, if Zero will also die. Because I know if Zero dies, Rin dies, so I assume it works both ways with the whole grayscale thing. So Zero is on a time crunch too, so if she can kill Towa and Setsuna and Mora in the process, that's fine. But she is fully anticipating that she's going to die, even with full power. I'm assuming if Rin dies, so does she. And Sesshomaru is kind of a mess right now. He doesn't really show any emotion, the very little emotion. So I don't really fully know if he will help people save the day, if he will kill Zero. Not really sure. Jakin, his little helper demon there falls on Mora, and we see in the preview that Mora is given the Black Pearl, where Inuyasha and Kagome are trapped in. So it seems like everything is kind of resolving itself, going super fast all at once. I mean, we still have 12 episodes left. So it doesn't need to go super fast all at once like it did last season, or it just felt like, okay, it was like storyline, okay, here's like 8 episodes of filler, a little bit of storyline, more filler, and then, okay, here's everything happening all at once at the end. I feel like that pattern is inevitably happening again with this episode, because, as I said, what we needed to happen was Zero needed to die. Kirin Maru also is going to end up showing up in the episode. We see him flying, going after the little time kid for whatever reason. So he may show up next episode as well. Kirin needs to die. Rin hopefully will get saved. And then Kagome and Inuyasha need to get freed. So it looks like Mora's going to be off on her own for a little bit still. She's probably not going to show up and help with that whole situation. She's probably either going to end up going in the Black Pearl or figuring out how to use her demon abilities with it to get Inuyasha and Kagome out of it. So she gets to see her parents again, and then we have a giant, big, happy reunion. I know, just like Boruto, every time Inuyasha and Kagome and old characters show up, the ratings go up significantly. So they might have done that purposely. They're like, all right, we got to get them out faster. That way the second half, everybody is going to be happy and dandy yet again. But who knows? I don't know if we're getting a week or two break because both Christmas and New Year's are on a Saturday. I think they're still showing it. So if they do, and if I have time, I will review it on time. If not, I'm probably going to shift everything one day. So keep that in mind. That would mean that for the next week or two, you would have Yashahime probably on Sunday, and then you would have Demon Slayer on Monday. That is something I may need to do for the next 2 weeks, just because, family, holiday times, if I I get to it, if I get to it. If I don't, I don't. I'm not that worried about it. I'll still make a video, but at the same time, you know, expect it to get moved if needed. Thursday videos should not be affected, the Thursday memes. I'm going to grade this one probably like an 8 out of 10 because everything seems to be coming together now. It was nice to see the past of Towa, you know, see her go full demon, see Zero's plan play out, see Rin, all the old characters, everything seems to be coming together. This is kind of the setup for the rest of the season. So I'm hoping it doesn't just get jumbled into like a 3 or 4 episode thing and then it's just like a bunch of fillers. I want this bad boy spread out. As long as it doesn't feel like filler, as long as it's progressing the storyline and the character development, I am perfectly fine with it. If a couple of these episodes feel a little bit slow, that is fine by me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. While you're down there, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like as well, and also let me know what you want to see for future anime and cartoon-related videos. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.